Herman Manyora. You've given us a chance so that we can discuss and go through why Ruto or Raila should not be the president. In Kenya, to start with, since independence, we have only had two ruling tribes. It is very interesting that the current president of Kenya, in his wisdom, has seen it and openly asked and advised that it is now time for other tribes to rule Kenya. But Ruto has vehemently denied. He has made all his structures to stop it, and he does not think about other tribes ruling except him alone. We need somebody who should absorb, who should swallow his pride and accept that yes, it is time for other tribes to rule. Therefore, Ruto is not, and that cannot make him be the president of Kenya. We cannot be repeating and recycling only two tribes. Ruto, up to now, he has not mentioned his successor. But we remember in his previous last elections campaigns, immediately he joined with Uhuru. He was named, and Uhuru came very strongly, openly telling us who the successor will be. Up to now, Ruto has not. And if what we understand comes to pass, then his successor will also be coming from Central Province, which makes Kenya leadership recycle between two tribes. That is why Ruto cannot be the Kenyan president. He is perpetuating egocentrism.
Today I'm gonna discuss as to why I feel Ruto is gaining much in western part of the country, unlike Raila Amolo Odinga, who is losing much, and he has been enjoying much support from western part of the country. Now, the lawyers feel that by voting for Raila Amolo Odinga in 2022, they will equally be preparing to vote for a Kikuyu president in 2027. We all know Raila is going to have a running mate from Mount Kenya so as to receive the support from the people of the mountain. Now, the lawyers are not happy with that, of course, as they know it won't be easy for Raila to name his running mate from Luhya land. It is impossible. It won't work for him. Now, the easiest things to do is to choose a running mate from Mount Kenya. Now, I also feel that Raila being a president in 2022 will just be a caretaker president. So I've seen it's not doing much to mobilize the ground, the aspirants across the country who are under Azimio. Generally, he will be a caretaker president. He won't have the numbers in parliament. We all know that. He won't have. UDA are doing much than him. We also know that for Raila coming up, joining hands with Atwoli, then convincing the Eugene's team to come up with DAP Kenya, has done more harm to NC, and now it is being termed as a spoiler sent by Raila Amolo Odinga to western part of Kenya to make Mudavadi irrelevant. Majority of the Luyas are not happy. Majority believe that Mudavadi is the kingpin of the Luya nation. Now, we have seen Mudavadi join hands with Ruto so as to gain relevance. He knows that when he goes alone or with the Oka, he still won't gain much. They have not that muscle, the financial muscle, the whatever. They are really struggling on that. So he opted to join Ruto so as to gain that. And we are sure he can even trust Ruto more than Raila Amolo Odinga. Raila Amolo Odinga nowadays he's a good man, he's a good leader, but he's good. He's a good betrayer. He has betrayed the lawyers. We have seen it, like Nawetangula, the minority whip have been stripped of their position. Echesa, a young man, our fellow youth, was given the chance but stripped off due to influence by Raila. We know that. Now we feel betrayed as a nation. The lawyers are not happy that they are betrayed, and they feel it is the right time to choose leaders who can keep their promises. Mudavadi felt that Ruto's bottom-up economy can match his idea of uchumi bora, pesa mfukoni, and the Kenyans are buying it. The Kenyans are not fools. They feel this can work. Unlike the opponent in Azimio, who feel that they can give the youth 6,000 shillings. What is 6,000 shillings? As youth, we even don't know how they came up with that figure. We are worried. What 6K? For sure. That's not an idea. It is better a man who shows you how to fish than the person who gives you the fish. You see. Now, what majority feel is that it is better to support William Samoei Ruto than voting for Raila Amolo Odinga, which is equally preparing to vote for another Kikuyu, because Raila is likely to run this government for 5 years, then leave it to a Kikuyu who will be his running mate. Now, I know majority will be asking, now, Ruto, Mudavadi has joined Ruto and he can't become his running mate. We know that. We all know that. But at least we shall be in government. We should be somewhere. At least we are sure. They are sure the promises that can be kept. Unlike Raila Amolo Odinga, who even chose to betray Moses Masika Wetangula, who was given the majority seat. It was in agreement. MOU was signed during the NASA. You see, Raila Amolo Odinga was enjoying the support from western part of the country, especially when during the NASA coalition. But nowadays he has relied more on the deep state, the system, and not organizing his former NASA strongholds. He's losing much, and we know, and I have a feeling it won't be easy for him. Thank you so much.
My name is Kato and I live in Oxford, United Kingdom. I've been following your videos and I have to say that Herman Manyora is such a talented political analyst, and he's very clever and he understands different contexts. I'm always amazed how he explains politics, and I would say well done, Herman Manyora, and keep on doing what you're doing. It's incredible. And even us people living in diaspora, we watch these videos and we can see the context in the the content in the video, and how incredible and amazing the content is. My political opinion, I love politics and I love history as well. And I grew up in Kenya, so I understand Kenya's history and politics. And I have seen Ruto, how he's managed to come up very strong. And also Raila has always been there. You know, everyone knows Raila, everyone knows what Raila has done. My opinion is Raila should be the next president of Kenya in 2022. And this is because, first of all, from the history of Kenya, Raila has fought for multipartyism, for democracy in 1992. Raila was known to be a very good opposition leader. He acted as a watchdog. So anything that the government did wrong with the Atur brothers, pointing out Goldenberg, pointing out lots of corruption that were happening in Kenya, he's proven that he can work independently and very and point out to things that other people don't know or cannot see. Whereas if you compare to Ruto has always he hasn't worked independently. Ruto has always been under someone's umbrella. So he worked with KANU, I think Youth for KANU, and then after that he worked with Uhuru Kenyatta in, I think, 2002. So he was under Uhuru Kenyatta's umbrella. And then in 2007, he worked with Raila Odinga, and he was under Raila Odinga's umbrella. So it's basically showing that Ruto has never come out. We've never seen how he can independently be. So if he gets a chance to be an opposition leader in 2022, then he has a chance to prove himself, to come out as a strong leader who can really show us what he stands for. Because at the moment, I cannot say what Ruto stands for. When we talk about hustler and all that bottom up, these are just slogans. They're just political slogans. But we don't really know the character behind anyone. We don't know really the character behind Ruto. And for Uhuru Kenyatta to give Ruto power, to leave power on Ruto's hands, it has to be someone whom we know what they stand for, at least. And at the moment, for Ruto, we don't know what he stands for. But Raila, we know what Raila stands for. He's obviously made mistakes, and even in politics, just like any other career where people make mistakes, but at least we know what Raila stands for. It's for democracy. When he worked with President Kibaki during the coalition government, that time Kenya changed a lot. The roads were built, and there was so much, the economy went really up. And even their first period before they fell out, before 2007, since 2002, Kenya changed a lot when Raila worked with Kibaki. So he's someone that has proven that he's dynamic and he's very vibrant, compared to Ruto, who's always been on people's umbrella and hasn't really proven anything. To be honest, I cannot say I know what really to identify Ruto with. He's a great leader, and also he's come out very strong with his campaigns, and that's a very good thing. It shows that he's someone who's passionate about something, and that's good. And he's also proven, he's given Raila Odinga a hard time. He's given the Azimio movement hard time. So Ruto is not a weak leader. He's a tough leader. But I feel like he's still not there yet. He still has a long way to go, and he still has a long way to prove. Now, about the Kenyan voters, I feel like we Kenyans should not just be influenced a lot by the wave or what's current or what's trending, but we should go back to our default and think twice about everything and compare really critically. Because, for example, with the hustler movement, lots of people just feel like this is what's trending, so they want to join the hustler movement, but they don't think that we've got to weigh, the hustler movement is just a slogan that has been brought by Ruto, and that's a political strategy, which is fine, which is all right. Bottom up, these are all just slogans. But we've got to think carefully. We've got to go back to default, go back to ourselves and think, as Kenyans, how do we know you? What's your track record? What's your history? How can we predict? How can we predict your future in connection to your past? Because most of the time, it's your past that determines your future. So that's my analyst, and I still say, well done, guys, for what you're doing, and it's incredible what you're doing, and we follow you, and we're here to support you and follow your channel. Thank you very much.